This is a story how a Christian pastor was beaten, tied up, and left for dead by his Muslim family members. Let's get into this story. Guys, this incident all took place from the country of Uganda, from the Naiwokoke area Mahiru village in the Kaliru district of eastern Uganda. That's where this incident happened. It is shocking. How can it be possible that your own family members who are Muslims really wanted to kill you? Guys, have you ever thought of that? Simply because you converted from Christianity, from Islam to Christianity. It is shocking. Islam is such a crazy religion. I've heard so many people say Islam is a peaceful religion, but I don't think so, because looking at the religious violence of Muslims against Christians, or Muslim against non-Christians, or any other religion, it shows Islam isn't a peaceful religion. Islam is a very violent religion, guys. So if you just think about the death of Sister Deborah Yakubu, how she was beaten to death, then burnt alive by Muslims. These are not Muslims extremists like Boko Haram. These are just Muslims. It's shocking. So this crime story is the most shocking for me, because so just imagine, just to fathom the thought of you being killed, tied up on a stack of wood, and your family members are ready to strike the match, to burn you alive simply because you are a Christian. You converted from Islam to Christianity. It's shocking. So this story, like I said, took place in the town of the area within eastern Uganda in Naiwokoke area, Muhira village in Kaliru district. And now, a brief religious demographics for you. Uganda has got a population of 85% Christians and just 15% Muslims. And the Muslims are mostly centered they are mostly dominated or mostly inhabited in the eastern and the central region of Uganda. So this is the place where all of this violence against Christians, or all of this violence against Christians who were Muslims but they have converted into Christianity, it's happening. And it's so shocking that the Ugandan government is doing nothing to help Christians who are peaceful. Because our religion says Jesus Christ is the one to fight the battle. If you come against Christ, if you insult Christ, he will be the one to fight for himself. He never ordered any of us to fight for himself, to kill someone, simply because they have disrespected Christ. But Islam is the opposite. Islam, it's a crime to become apostate. Apostate means when you simply decide to stop being a member of a certain religion, or worshiping a god of a religion, and stop being a member of that religion and change your religion either to being atheist, a non-religious person, or Christian, or Hindu, or Buddha. That's an apostate. To leave a religion to another religion, or to leave a religion to become a non-religious person. And Islam, for you to become an apostate, it means death. It's the capital punishment. You must be killed if you become an apostate. So this is why this eastern region and central region of Uganda has got the most evil violence, religious-based violence, by Muslims upon Christians. So let's get into it. So like I said, it all started when Mr. Maligumu Bruhan, gave his life to Christ. He left Islam and gave his life to Christ. This had angered his family members, especially his uncle and his cousins. They were so angry. And within the area which he came from, Muhira village, they were so pissed that brother Malingumu Bruhan has given his life to Christ. And to them, it was a family shame that one of them, has left, within their family, has left Islam and given their life to Christ. So they've all been looking for a way to kill Pastor Malingumu Bruhan. They've all been looking for ways to kill Pastor Malingumu Bruhan, but to no avail. He flew away from them, knowing very well that they had intentions of killing him. He flew away from them. But something happened. Something happened. But before we get to what happened, let's get to how what really angered the Muslim community where he's from. They always find Pastor Malingumu Bruhan on TV preaching and teaching the gospel of Jesus Christ and hosting debates against Christianity, against Islam, attacking Islam, exposing Islam for what it is. Opening the Quran in TV debates or in radio debates and talking and exposing the violent behavior of Islam and saying Islam has no divinity in it. Islam has God, it's just simply Muhammad's religion. And Muhammad was a sick, mentally ill person. And when you start speaking like that, exposing Muhammad, Muslims don't like it. You dare not mess up with their holy prophet, or you'll be maimed, beaten, or killed. But that didn't scare Pastor Mulinga Bruhan, because if you want to win souls for Christ, you have to expose Islam, expose the prophet behind Islam. Talk about his life, his bad deeds, and the evil laws which he told his followers to practice. So there is no way you can be on the TV debate trying to expose your opponent if you're debating Christianity against Islam, trying to expose your opponent who is a Muslim and not attack Muhammad. And upon his family sitting back from the Muhira village, watching these TV shows, these TV debates, and watching these radio debates, they were so angry. It angered them. To them, it was a family shame. His uncle said he couldn't go out because people will always mock at him. Fellow Muslims will mock at him. That it's from your own family that this disgrace has come from within our community. That your nephew left Islam to join Christianity and is all over the place, criticizing Islam, exposing, attacking Muhammad. They are all threatening him. They are going to kill him. Pastor Muhir Malingumu Bruhan, has had close to 9 threats, according to what he said, has had close to 9 threats to his life of Muslims threatening to kill him. So this happened. What happened? That he knew very well that his family members had always threatened to kill him, and he had run away from them. But how come he managed to come back to his family? This was simply because his grandfather died. His grandfather died. That forced him to come back for his grandfather's funeral. He came for his grandfather's funeral. His uncle apologized to him that he's sorry for threatening to kill him. He invited him after the funeral, that after this funeral comes on, and please, I'm inviting you to my house to come and make peace and preach to me the gospel of Jesus Christ. Upon hearing that, since as Mr. Malingumu Bruhan had a very wonderful heart for Jesus Christ, he was an evangelist who built his ministry upon winning souls for Jesus Christ, upon converting Muslims to Christianity. He came to his uncle's house with the hope and with the intention of preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ and to win his entire uncle's family to Christianity. He came in, but the atmosphere was so dark, it was so evil, the energy, the vibe from the room was so evil. His uncle stared at him with a very evil eye. He looked at it and he looked at him in fear. His cousins surrounded him. He removed his holy Bible and started preaching and teaching. His uncle said, "Who gave you the right to convert from Islam to Christianity?" He said, "It is my life. I can choose to worship whoever I want to worship. So I decided that I will no longer worship Allah. I will start worshiping the God of the Christians." His uncle gave him a slap and told him, "You've brought disgrace and shame upon our family by going on TV debates, attacking Muhammad, opening the Quran and exposing Muhammad, on radio debates, on public squares, exposing and attacking Muhammad, debating upon other Muslims, telling Muslims they should give up Muhammad. Muhammad is a violent man. He doesn't deserve it. There is no divinity in that religion." But come to think of it, a religion who says you should kill your son who becomes apostate, or any person who becomes apostate, that's not divinity. If a religion is telling someone to kill another person simply because they want to leave a religion, that is a cult. If a religion promotes domestic violence, like husbands have the right to beat their wives, that's what Islam says. Husband has the right to beat their wives. That is not a religion. That is a cult. To a religion to be a religion, it must be divine. It must practice unity. It must practice forbearance and tolerance and forgiveness. And love must be the synergy of everything, to coerce everything together as one. But how can Islam be a loving religion, a religion of peace, when violence is the main agenda of Muslim imams and Muslims themselves whenever any Muslim tries to live Islam? They are either beaten or killed. Therefore, Islam isn't a divine religion. So his uncle was so pissed that he keeps on saying if Islam has no divinity in it because it promotes violence and everything. So his uncle said, today is the day. I've been looking for ways, for I to get you so that I can kill you. When he heard that his uncle wanted to kill him, he tried to run, but his cousins, his blood cousins, held him down. They all said today they are going to kill him. They said Allah will reward them. He said, why do you want to kill me? He said, Allah will reward us for killing you in Jannah, in the Garden of Eden, because Allah had told Muslims that if they kill who becomes apostate, who decides to leave Islam, if that person is being killed, they will be rewarded in Jannah, which is heaven to them, or paradise. So they believe, they have that mindset that they are going to be rewarded by Allah. So that's why they wanted to kill their cousin. That's why his uncle wanted to kill his nephew. Mr. Maligumu, Bruhan's uncle wanted to kill his nephew, because Allah will reward him in Jannah or in heaven when he dies. Can you imagine that? They all held him. He started shouting, Jesus is Lord. Whether you kill me or you don't kill me, Jesus is my Lord. Jesus, I will die for you. Jesus, I will live for you. His uncle slapped him. He was pressed onto the floor. And while he was being taken to be killed at the back of the house, one of his shoes came out from his foot. Why? While he was being taken to be killed. So one of his friends came, who was still a convert from Christianity to Islam, came looking for Brother Maligumu Bruhan. And he entered his uncle's, Maligumu Bruhan's uncle's house, and he looked inside. He couldn't find Maligumu Bruhan. He shouted, called Maligumu's name. He could not respond. And when he came out and he looked, he saw his shoes, one of his shoes, out. And it was God's doing that one of his shoes came out. His friend ran and started looking around the compound. And further away from the compound, deep in the bushes, his uncle and his cousins had made a stack of firewood ready to burn him alive. They already had match. His uncle sent one of his cousins to go get petrol. Why he was going to get petrol, just the way God made everything, why he was going to get petrol, his friend, whom he came along but branched off to this other family member's place to see his family members, saw him being tied to the stack of firewood, beaten with a wound on his head, blood oozing out of his head, and being punched, and his whole entire face was being swollen. He started shouting and made a fake call that he's calling the police. As he started shouting, Christians around the Muhira village came to his rescue. As they came and the police came also, his uncle and his cousin fled the scene. And Mr. Maligumu Bruhan was being released from the shackle of death once again. Remember, this is close to the 9th time that his life was at the point of being taken away, but Jesus always steps in for him. So guys, tell me, if a religion can cause your own flesh and blood to kill you simply because you decided to live that religion, is that religion worthy of you being part of it? Is that religion worthy of your life, for you to give your life to the God of that religion? So guys, that is the story of Pastor Maligumu Bruhan. Now, if you like what you've seen so far on my channel, my crime channel, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And I'd like to get your thoughts down at the comment section of what you think of this video. Stay safe and be blessed. Bye-bye.